Hello, it's Glamstract here. Another video, another review. Not foundation this time, but perfumes. Yes, as you've been able to see from the title of this video, I'm ranking all my favorites Chanel perfumes. Now, I did say ranking, but it's not going to be the last one I'm going to mention is my least favorite, or the first one I'm going to mention is my absolute favorite. To me, these foundations are all my favorites. Let's just start by saying that all of those perfumes are number one for me. There's no number two or number three. All number one. But if I would have to, if somebody would say, no, you have to tell me from like most favorite to least favorites of your favorites, that's what this video is gonna be about. I'm gonna start from the least to the most. I have 10 Chanel perfumes. Let's say 9, but let's say 10, only because one of these I actually have as a eau de toilette and eau de parfum as well. Alongside of just showing you the perfume from like 10th to number 1, I am also going to try my best to give you a description of the perfume. Now, it is extremely hard to describe a perfume through a video, through just talking. As we all know, the best way to actually sense a perfume is by smelling it, because that's where you get the most of it, absolutely, of course. So bear with me if, I needed some help. I went on the internet, I said I need the most help I can get because it is not as easy as just said to describe a perfume. So I went on the internet through some different websites and trying to get as many ingredients as possible so I can give you the best virtual representation of the perfume. And also, if you like these sort of videos where I rank my personal favorites perfumes or even just makeup, let me know in the comments down below and I can do more of these. Number 10 in this list for me is D. I have notes in front of me, so don't mind me if sometimes I look away or look down to check the notes. This is from the Chanel Paris, is the Venise Eau de Chanel. They do have, I believe, 3 or 4 different ones that Chanel came up with this Paris collection. But I particularly like the Venice one because it was just, if I have to give you like a feeling, if a feeling of just a way of being, it was the kindest of them all. It's the one that gave me more like a flowy, florally feeling to it. And the reason why I'm putting this to the 10th place for me, it is because, and only because, it is a very extremely light perfume. And by saying that, I mean it doesn't last very long on the skin. Unless you take it with you wherever you go and just keep refreshing it, then of course it's gonna smell nice, but it doesn't last too long. It is an eau de toilette. All of the Paris de Chanel, they're all eau de toilettes. They don't do eau de parfum. But let me give you a little bit more insight of what the ingredients are of this perfume. It was released in 2018 and is a contrast between the fresh and luminous neroli essence with ambery vanilla and tongue accord. And a fun fact, Venice was one of Gabrielle Chanel's favorite places. Moving on to number 9, we have the Chanel Gabrielle. It's an eau de parfum and it was released, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, in 2017. The smell of this perfume is just gorgeous. All of the Chanel fragrances have a sort of flowery and a bit musky. This one is definitely more flowers. Let me give you more insight. Pure floral, a solar flower based on a bouquet of 4 white flowers. Heat of exotic jasmine, shimmering with the fruity green notes of ylang ylang. And just side note, perfumes that have ylang ylang are my favorites. I love ylang ylang. It's my favorite aroma perfume that possibly can be created or whatever. That flower is just my favorite. Fresh and sparkling orange blossom, a glimpse of grass tuberose. In position number 8, we have the Chanel Chance Eau Tendre. This is also, just like the Venice one, is an eau de toilette and it was released in 2010. Description: a floral fruity fragrance that intertwines the green and fruity grapefruit with softness of jasmine and smoothness of white musk. Position number 7, we have a classic, an OG. The reason why Chanel is so famous, I think. Chanel number 5. This fragrance was released in 1921 and just last year in May it celebrated 100 years birthday. This perfume is described as the essence of femininity. You might wonder why, Glamstract, do you have female perfumes? For me, perfume has no gender. perfume is just universal. It all comes down to what you like, and what I like are both female and male perfumes, because of course they have to be labeled. But otherwise, for me, I wouldn't label a perfume. I would just say this is Chanel number 5 here. You like it or not like it? Personal opinion. Of course, you can think what you like and what you want. More description is a powdery bouquet composed around May rose and jasmine, feature bright citrus top notes and a smooth touch of vanilla. Definitely I can smell the vanilla, the sweetness of vanilla in there. And in terms of ingredient, that's all he says, because I think the rest is just a secret. Otherwise, how can a fragrance like this be so iconic and famous and everything? Rightly so. To me, without reading into it or without looking at reviews or just seeing the stereotypes that goes around this perfume, to me, it's not about the essence of femininity. To me, it's the essence of elegance and glamour and sophistication. Position number 6 goes to the Chanel Antaeus Pour Homme. This is a boy perfume because it has to be labeled. The smell of this perfume is just so dreamy, and it's dreamy and confident. That's what inspires this perfume to me. I don't have an ingredient list, unfortunately, about this perfume. I came unprepared about this one, I'm sorry. It was released in 1981. In position number 5, we have Les Exclusifs de Chanel, Gardénia. I was a little bit confused because I was doing some researches in terms of like when it came out, ingredients list, but it was 2 different kind of ingredient list and 2 release dates. I might be getting confused with an older version of this, but I'm sure there's only one of this Gardénia Chanel perfume. So I have 2 dates which are very, very far from each other. I have 1925 and 2016. Now, let me know in the comments down below what's to deal with this. But this perfume is a fresh and sensual nectar with accents of jasmine and orange blossom with white camellia. It's the most expensive perfumes I own. I believe it's just over £300 here in the UK. When I smelled it, I was like, there is no way this perfume is not going to be in my Chanel collection. At the time I was still working, because by the way, I'm not working at the moment, so I'm not purchasing many stuff. This perfume should be maybe my top one, but I just couldn't because I have other 2 that just when I smelled them I was like, no, this cannot be number 3 or 4. This needs to be closer to the top. But this perfume, as I said, could share a number 1 position. Position number 4, we have another iconic from Chanel, which is the Coco Mademoiselle. This perfume was released in 2001. It's described as the essence of a free and captivating woman. Of course, we use the woman again, the word woman here, but for me, as I said, everyone. So I would change this to the essence of a free and captivating person. Going more into details about this perfume, woody and ambery oriental fragrance, sensual, deep, and addictive. I agree to that. It really inspires freedom. It's so hard to describe perfumes because it's a feeling. A perfume is a feeling. It has patchouli, amber, vanilla, and token bean. Heart of rose and jasmine. And in contrast, the freshness of citrus. In position number 3, we have the Chanel Allure. This is such a gorgeous, addictive perfume. I have 2 dates in terms of release dates. I'm not 100% sure if it was in 1996 or in 1999. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. The description says just what I think as well. It's difficult to define, but impossible to resist. It is quite addictive. It's something you're like, what is the smell? What can I smell? I cannot tell, but it's just so addictive. I cannot stop smelling it. It's oriental, fruity, and timeless floral, vanilla, mandarin, May rose, passion fruit, peony, and warm amber. It's so beautiful. I really invite you to go into your nearest Chanel counter and smell this Chanel Allure perfume, because it is such a beautiful, warm, I feel like this could be perfect both for winter and summertime, because it's not just warm, but it also gives that citrus-free mandarin freshness, because it does say to have like that fruity mandarin passion fruit, so it gives you a bit of that freshness to it, which is not, it brings you both the warmth and the freshness. That's what I really like about this perfume. It's just truly addictive. I can stay like this for hours and never leave this position again. We don't have a position number 2, we only have a position number 1, because the position number 2 would be taken from the Eau de Toilette of this perfume, and then the Eau de Parfum is going to go to number 1, but they're the same perfumes. Number 2 and number 1, we're talking about the Coco de Chanel. And this is hands down my favorite fragrance ever. It's not just Chanel, my favorite fragrance ever. This perfume was released in 1984, and the fragrance opens with a citrus note of Sicilian mandarin, a heart of jasmine, ylang ylang, my favorite, ylang ylang, and Tunisian orange blossom. This perfume is an experience. Now, I think it's a love or a hate. I don't think everybody would like this perfume because it is quite intense in terms of smell. Both the Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum last very long on the skin and have the same intensity. I don't know why, because you would think the Eau de Parfum would be more intense, but to me they're just both beautiful. But as I said, all of my Chanel perfumes, for me, they're all number 1. This ranking was just for the purpose of this video, but otherwise I would have never said which one is the number 10 and which one is the number 1. And speaking of Chanel, I have applied to Chanel counters many times, but many rejections, and I don't understand why, because I have experience and I also feel like I know a lot about Chanel makeup. But hey, this was today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me describing these Chanel perfumes. I hope I haven't bored you with all these words and there's no like visual representation of any makeup today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. But also if you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs up as well, because why not? Let's spread the love. And while you're here on my YouTube channel, why don't you just subscribe to this page and also head over to my Instagram where you can follow me there at Glamstract as well, if you like. And again, let me know if you like these kind of videos, because I would have a lot of other perfumes. I'm a perfume addict person. I love perfumes more than makeup, if I have to be truly honest. My whole passion for the makeup and cosmetics in general started through perfumes. So perfumes is like my true baby passion. I'm really like a nerd when it comes to perfumes. I really want to know the ingredients, and I really want to know what it smells like, and the packaging and the color of the liquid inside, and the everything. I just love perfumes. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.